It's the brain drain. Drives me insane, so I refrain from the pain.
Whoa, damn right. That's the mantra today.
Yeah.
It's Mental Health Week at the Hundy Thou Podcast.
Yeah. Presented by Bell. Let's talk. Suck my cock.
Bella was trying to be a public contributor, They do actually. They support filmmakers and stuff with grants and whatever and podcasts. Yeah. So we're pro corporation at the Hundy Thou office.
Pro corporations.
Nothing
climbing the ladder. It's a pyramid scheme. But if you meme and gain self-esteem,
you'll reach your dreams.
You will reach your dreams. You know what's crazy about art, bro?
What's up? Tell me. Speak to me.
You know how fashion is cyclical?
What? That's French for yes.
But is music as cyclical? What?
You think shit will G-Funk's gonna come back? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I guess it kind of is to a degree. There's always a little bit of peppering, but for example, I always go on rap because it's the most visceral, cathartic music form in the
best one.
In
rock is dead.
Civilization, as we know it, in the alive world. Yeah, rock and roll's dead. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
but you don't have guys nowadays being I really want to rap like Maestro Fresh West. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Or
actually, the last time that happened was Jurassic 5. That was a full-on cyclical thing because they were basing their whole shit around early 80s, late 70s rap.
That's true, and I appreciate them even less the more I listen to older school rap. They're still cool guys and all that shit, but they're talented. But yeah, they really kind of just took that formula, and people were like, "This is great."
It was cool because it was revivalist almost in this old style. It was kind of I would say Jurassic 5 was the Squirrel Nut Zippers swing revival of the mid to late 90s.
Ugh.
You know what I mean?
The Cherry Poppin' Daddies. Jurassic Park is the Cherry Poppin' Daddies of hip hop.
They brought swing back. I think that's what Jurassic 5,
There was this one fucking swing revival. I think they were even Canadian. And the song was Root Beer and Licorice. And it was root beer and licorice. And I was like, what a whack. Swing back in the day was more fucking Dipset. They were straight up with
zoot suits and shit. And,
root beer and licorice. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Dude, you don't sing about that shit in the 90s. People would, if somebody in the swing era would rap about licorice, it was probably code for fucking dick or weapons or something.
Slanging some licorice.
Yeah, slanging some licorice.
Well,
but also
loses context.
Exactly. And they were in a fucking authoritarian, extremely media was extremely censored, so they had to make up a fucking metaphor.
Yeah, well,
don't do that shit. That's fucking Mormon shit now.
That's a good point though, because how could a group have been called the Cherry Poppin' Daddies?
Word.
How is that
Cherry Poppin' Daddies?
When you're watching Much Music, that's the title that comes up. Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
That's disgusting.
It's fucking gross. I don't want to think about that. And then there are all these dudes in zoot suits.
Did we talk about? Have we talked about this before?
I don't
talk about cyclicals. I think I've talked about this multiple times. My brain is
probably talk about it off podcast all the time.
Off podcast, yo. Welcome to our minds. Welcome to the mind freaks, dude. This is the Chris Angel episode of the Hundy Thou Podcast. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Fucking Cherry Poppin' Daddies Zoot Suit Riot, which is actually a race riot in a bunch of dudes singing about a time where other white dudes literally lynched black Latinos and Filipinos in California during World War II. So that shit's fucking weird.
A weird reference, yeah.
Dude, history is a curse, bro. Knowledge is a curse when you know your history, things, man.
Or you're doomed to repeat it.
No, I just want to repeat it like a goldfish, dog.
Bloop. You know what I would repeat? I went down a weird old school West Coast rap rabbit hole of people I never heard of before, King T. And then later on I heard that Biggie kind of modeled his whole style off of King T. And then
King T was the shit.
He was the shit. And then I went back and listened to some of his records, and I'm yeah, this actually sounds kind of like Biggie style. You could totally see
very
it.
Similar.
Yeah, the delivery, the voice almost even. So
yeah, but that shit's so good. People say
West
he copied
Coast.
Tupac. Yeah,
King T.
King T, man.
He's been around since the late 80s, early 90s. Dude. This guy's a legend. He was all part of the Alcoholics clique, like the Liquid crew, which is like Exhibit and like the Alcoholics. I also like was listening to the Alcoholics, and they're just like fun, shitty like underground rap from like LA. They're not shitty. I just called them shitty, but they're not.
What was that guy that won West
for the
Coast dude
heads
with the weird facial hair? That was from Oakland.
Rick Rao?
Not Rick. What was that dude? He had like fucking like braided beard. He had like a little braided goatee, and he was one of like the West Coast dudes with Ice Cube.
Oh, Mac 10?
Is it Mac 10? I think that is Mac 10.
Maybe it was him. Yeah.
Bow down when we come
West
to your
Coast.
town.
I've never been the biggest fan of West Coast. It always felt cheesy to me, but it's
not raw.
good.
It's not raw and real.
It ain't
It's not rugged, raw and real.
That's right. It ain't New York, baby.
Dude, it's fucking. But like the beats are so good. Like it's like a party. It's a violent party.
It's like
You know what I mean?
barbecue music. Yeah, exactly. New York is like just like walking around in an alley avoiding crackheads music.
Yeah, West Coast is like you're cruising, man, and it's also like I mean, it's like the direct fucking like replication of fucking like funk and basically in R&B.
It's like
They
boiled
just
down.
literally taken that, and I was like 10 years or 5 years before it was like the top, you know, like Atomic Dog by George Clinton, and then just like Dr. Dre taking that shit and being like, this, we're just gonna rap over this.
Like this was already good and popular. I guess if we use it, we're just
that's
like
great,
we have an
man.
advantage.
The Isley Brothers, fucking all that shit. Like, who doesn't like the Isley Brothers, man? You know, who doesn't like the groove, baby? Who doesn't like the Bootsy Collins,
real psychopath.
baby? Yeah, exactly. Fucking psychos, dude.
Yo, you ever meet anyone that doesn't like music?
Yes.
Isn't that weird?
I worked
People
with this
that
one
don't
British
listen to
guy,
music.
and yeah, it is fucked up. I worked with this British guy, and he literally didn't listen to music, and I was like, "You don't like any songs or like bands?" And he's like, "I like Chop Suey." I'm like, System of a Down. He's like,
Hell yeah. At least that's
Chop
I support
Suey
that.
it's like that, dude. You are an alien. You are a robot, sir.
That's what the
Constructed out of
radio is
bricks.
made for. People that don't like music, but you know, want something in the car,
Man.
maybe, but they don't want to like actually care about music.
But radio here on the west coast of Canada is so fucking gutter trash. But then you go to somewhere where like they're just playing actual like R&B and rap and like reggaeton and shit, and you're like,
Totally.
oh,
that was
okay.
like, yeah.
This is what we should be listening to on our fucking not like the Sea Fox, the world
Or The
famous Sea
Edge.
Fox. Hey, do you like the Foo Fighters? Hey,
Exactly.
Do you like Theory of a Dead Man? Hey, do you like
Oh,
mediocre
God.
rock music? Hey,
Yes,
guy.
yes, we all do. Yes, yeah. Living in Victoria, I always felt like that. Like I always felt like an alien here. Like I didn't like belong here. But then the radio would be one of the big parts of that. I'd see cars just driving by, and they'd be pounding music, and it would be like, like Theory of a Dead Man. Have you ever want to
Go to Santa Monica. Hey,
Then when I moved-
do you think
yeah.
rock and roll encapsulated in Billy Talent? Yes. Well, we
when I
have a
moved
radio
to-
station for you.
When I moved to Montreal and people were blasting reggaeton and like trap and stuff like that out the cars, I was like, home. I'm home now. Or even when I went to go visit LA one time and they were like playing 50 Cent on the radio, I'm like, I would never hear 50 Cent on the radio in Victoria, which is weird.
dude.
Maybe like the 94 The Beat possibly, but like, you know, like,
Oh, it's fucked up, man.
yeah,
It's-
it sucks when you realize that your culture sucks and you're
It's
like
terrible,
stuck and you
dude.
live in it.
I mean, and like the thing about like radio rock. No, but like radio rock is so depressing. So like
It's
alternative.
for
What
somebody,
the fuck
man.
is alternative?
It's for somebody. That's not me.
Yeah, I don't understand this shit, man.
I'd like an alternative to alternative.
What's the alternative to alternative? Pop music.
Yeah, walking in the woods silently.
Well, yeah, just not liking music like that one guy.
Yeah, I give up on music.
Yeah, how do you not like music? I don't understand, man.
Some people don't.
understand
I don't know. A person I knew never played music around me. Really, maybe they did on their own, but they would never put something on. You know, like I would always do it, but then it would be like this constant like figuring out what someone might like. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Well,
weird.
that's the worst, dude. Not being in sync with music. Like when you're at a workplace and people put on something that like you just don't vibe with at all.
Do you feel like you just have to eat it though? Because like
Yes.
then you could put yours on, and then you just have
Yes.
to eat it. I know you should all try to find something you all like, but you know, like
No.
sometimes you just got to take one for the team. You know?
You gotta fucking take it. I'm a big proponent of that, and it might not be the healthiest way, but like I honestly believe that like live and let live. If somebody puts on fucking show tunes for an hour, you can put on gangster rap for an hour.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? But
And then
when
you might
people are
actually
like-
learn something from each
Yes.
other.
Because my biggest pet peeve is when you're in a space, like a shared space, and you put music on and somebody's like, can we change it? And it's like, fuck you. You just fucking shat. Like, I put this music on for a fucking reason. And you just happened to
get me in a good mood. Yeah.
Took a huge fucking dump over my joy. So you could put on the fucking Sea Fox, the world famous Sea Fox.
Yeah.
Shitty alternative rock and roll. Like neutral music. I hate when people are like, well, it's like, unless you're
there should be no compromise.
People, should be no fucking compromise, man. It's like, if you want to put on fucking black metal for an hour, fine. I get to put on.
You shouldn't compromise.
For an hour.
You shouldn't compromise on mediocrity. You shouldn't be like, hey, well, we'll just like listen to this one thing that none of us have control over, the radio. Yeah. And then we'll just all suffer. Like, why can't one person enjoy it for a moment and another person enjoy it for a bit? You know? Like, just
like never. Yeah. When like, that's the rudest thing when people, if people don't like music and they're like, turn this off. It's like, hey, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
then does that make you feel like you're self-conscious after that, where you're like, okay, now I know this guy doesn't want to hear it. I still want to listen to it, but now I'm not even enjoying it that much because I know this guy's over here is like,
it makes me angry, dude.
Mad over
I remember I used to work at the last restaurant I worked at doing the opening shift. You know, you have an hour and a half to open. So you fucking put on music you can listen to before, you know, that isn't going to hurt the ears of the customers. So yeah, you put on fucking rap or metal or EDM or something. Yeah, but I had this one guy would be like, oh, can we not listen to rap? And it's like, go, you know what? When we
can you not work here?
Yeah, can you fucking take that bleach in the corner and dump it out and then pour it into your ears? Yeah, drink it. Can you fucking beer bong bleach, please? No, I think that's
sorry to cut you off, but I feel like I'm interested in music, and even if I don't like what someone puts on, I'm interested in what a person would potentially show me. Like being open-minded, you know?
Yeah.
And you never know.
There's music that I like. I'm just like, ugh. Like there's a
electro
lot of it. Electro swing, new country, pop country, like fucking, like milk toast, fucking, like wussy ass indie rock
music, yeah.
Like you know, like fucking Elliott Smith, that kind of shit. Like, sure, I don't like it at all. But if somebody was like, "Hey, man," or if I'm in a restaurant or if I'm in a work position or if I'm somewhere and people are listening to Elliott Smith, I'm not gonna be like, "Ugh, Elliott Smith sucks. This sucks." Blah, blah. Like,
you turn this off.
Yeah, I feel like there's just like not, but then also it's a hard one because you don't want to put music on that people aren't vibing with. Like, I've been in a situation like at a beach where I'm putting tunes on and people are like, oh, it's not very, you know, we're not vibing with this. And you're like, well,
this is okay. Those are two different scenarios. When I'm talking about at work with the listening to music, because you're like in a contained environment that you cannot leave and you're not there to please everybody. But when you are hanging out with a group of people outside on your own personal time, I think that you should do your best to kind of come to some consensus because everyone's there enjoying it. You know what I mean?
True.
I think work is different because you're really putting on music so you can zone out and just kind of like do your thing and not even think about work really, just kind of like get in the zone. But if you're like hanging out with people and you're like listening to reggae and you're the only one that enjoys it and everyone else is kind of like, then
that's a good point.
You're kind of like a bad vibe. It's a bit of a bad vibe.
Yeah, but that's where you need to be, because I've been in situations where people are putting music on. I'm like, oh, I don't like this. And then I put music on. They're like, oh, but like, I don't say anything, but then they say something. And so I'm like,
right. Yeah. You have to find those crowd pleasers like Tribe Called Quest or some shit where it's like, okay, everyone's going to like this. Like, it'd be hard not to like this.
Exactly. Like, exactly. There's shit. King T.
Hey, there you go. Exactly. I've been listening to some different playlists just to broaden my horizons. I've been listening to like the tropical island and island pop kind of stuff, so it's like a lot of like Caribbean soca dancehall, like modern shit, because I haven't really I got all into that old reggae stuff, but I never got into the modern stuff, which kind of sounds sort of trappy still, but also with like the reggaeton beat. It's polished, it's good. I highly suggest it if you're ever interested.
Yeah, man.
Anyone should just like find these playlists and jump on them.
Do it. When I first moved to Vancouver, I really dug talking about radio. I'd always put on the public radio, like 100.5 or whatever, the co-op radio.
Yeah.
And there was always, when I just have memories of just whipping around Vancouver with soca. Like there'd always, whenever there was like a Caribbean, like there'd always be like a fucking Caribbean dude like their fucking slot, and it was always like soca and dance hall, and I was like, this shit is fucking cool.
Totally. Like I don't know what it's like there now, but it's like sunny as hell here, and it's pretty warm.
Yeah,
I love BC for that. Like we're in like February now, and it's like getting like super warm and nice.
Well, so Victoria, you guys are like 3 weeks ahead of everywhere else on the West Coast too. Like,
I freaking
Victoria's
love it.
A microclimate.
I remember when I lived in Montreal, and I'd see Victoria friends posting pictures in February of like cherry blossoms and like sun, and everything's green and beautiful, and I'd be like looking outside, it's like a blizzard, and I'm like, you sons of bitches. And I knew I had like 3 more months left. You know, months, like 3 more months almost left.
That shit's fucked up. I know April, like the end of April, and it's just still fucking snowy.
You still get a blizzard once in a while. Yeah, it doesn't really truly end till the end of May in Montreal winter. So like at the end of May you're safe. When June starts then you're like, okay, I'm certain nothing bad will happen again. But like now here with February, where it's like tropical in Victoria, fuck all you Montrealers, ha ha ha. I like driving around with the windows down, blasting like island, like Caribbean island music. I'm an island boy, fucking for real, yo.
What happened to those guys? I hope those guys.
They never were there.
No,
they were never there. No.
They were never there.
They were never there. They were like an idea. Someone had an idea and then forgot the idea. That's what they are.
Yeah, good for them though.
Yeah.
I hope they made some money.
Now we get to say island boy all the time. I'm literally one.
No.
You know, as a former island boy yourself, do you ever miss the island?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a fucking turd silhouette tattooed on my forehead.
What the fuck? What?
You know that like the Vancouver
emoji?
Island? Well, no, just Vancouver Island, the silhouette of Vancouver Island. The topographical or geographical.
Yo, that would be sick as a tier. That would be sick as a tier.
Vancouver
tattoo.
Island.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually almost thought about that a few times because like that's a decal you get for your car, like the outline.
I know you
island.
see it everywhere.
Yeah, but like some weird way I have island pride. I don't know why. Like I think Victoria's boring as shit, culturally sucks, but there's something about the island as a whole that I quite enjoy. I might do it, man. I might get the face tat.
Do it.
So you don't miss it at all? I mean, you grew up here, so of course you aren't going to like it.
I spent more time there than you, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I miss it. I miss being able to, but like, I don't know, man. I think at this point of my life, I'm trying to like expand, and like the island is very like it's like this magical hideaway where you go there and like there's no room to like you can explore like the nature there's unreal, and it's huge, but like there's nothing really there for me right now. You know?
I'm kind of playing it like a cocoon style. Like my life just drastically changed in the last year or two, and I feel like I'm cocooning up and I'm going to be a butterfly after this summer or some shit, you know? Like, but it's a great place to do that. Like to just like work, like, focus on yourself and just mess around in the woods, enjoy your life.
Hell yeah.
Not like Vancouver where you just look around and hate everything you see all the time.
No,
maybe that's just me.
Yeah, man, dude, it's like you gotta polish the turd, you know. You find gems. I like Vancouver, man. Like I used to, when I moved, I remember when I first moved here, I was like, fuck this place. And now that I've lived here for a couple of years, I really like it. And I I just went to Korea. I just drove to fucking like this to Koreatown in Coquitlam and got like ballin' ass food and like did some shopping and shit. And like, I'm like, this is awesome. Like there's so many little areas you can just like whip around to.
Yeah,
you know?
That's the one thing I actually kind of miss about being there is like here, like when you find, because I like to eat out, try restaurants. You and I do that all the time. But like in Victoria, it's like you find them all and then you just have to cycle through them because there's not that many. But like in Vancouver, there's always the possibility of checking a new spot out or even a new neighborhood.
You never eat at all the restaurants. It's literally impossible to eat at every single restaurant.
Yeah, and I think that's important, man. Like I am just a person whose personality needs new experiences.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like in Victoria, you don't really get that. You like get all the experiences and then you just rehash them over and over again. You know?
Yeah. I went to Koreatown and then I took the train down to Commercial Drive and went to some little Italian bar restaurant.
Amazing.
I've never been to. It was okay, but it was an experience.
Hey, would you ever do a life swap?
A wife swap? Yeah.
You've heard of wife swap. I'm talking life swap.
Like
you could come live in my mom's basement and
just
I'll
assume your
condo.
identity. Like, are we just talking about consensual identity theft?
Yeah. I'll like go be a grip for a bit. You just tell me some tips.
There you go. I'll just go PA and hang out.
Yeah, man.
Fucking
people should do that more often.
Just start hanging out with fucking Bobby D and the boys.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Chris. What are you talking about? I'm Chris.
We have to maintain each other's names. So I'd be Mark when we went to work.
Exactly. We need to maintain a strict consensual identity thing.
Yeah, you're Hernandez now.
Yeah. I think
I was Chris Guimond and you're Mark Hernandez.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Chris Guimond.
Yeah. Je m'appelle Chris Guimond.
Yo soy Mark Hernandez.
Hell yeah. Let's fucking do it, dude.
Yeah, man.
And like just maintain, like switch cards, switch bank accounts.
Yeah, have access to all my money. Blow it if you want. Shit.
Blow it, yeah. No, I just got my credit card increase limit, dude.
I'll do that. I'll rack that or sucker up.
Yeah, it's crazy. I got the credit card increases or credit limit increases is wild, but so like, how could you say no? It's kind of fucked up. I'm like,
do you want to talk numbers or no?
Well, okay, no. Here's no.
We probably shouldn't actually. Yeah.
Why is that weird?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. Steal from us? Well, here's the thing. I want your question if this is a big, because like I told Tina how much they increased and she was like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "That's insane."
Was it 10 grand?
It's 12 G's.
Yeah.
That's like normal for like a fucking middle class.
That's what's up.
Guy in his 30s.
Yo, that happened to me when I was working that shitty like porn job in Montreal. Every once in a while I would get an offer and it would be up like 5, then 10 grand each time, and it like racked way up. Now they've stopped, I think, because it's like pretty high, but like it did feel weird because I'm like, damn, if I do this, I could get into serious debt and it would really ruin my life. You know, I'm actually kind of scared.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
But the thing is, just don't go over something that's unmanageable, like financial advice with the Hundy Thou podcast. But it's
know your limit, play within it.
That's totally it, man. Like I never went over $2,000 when I did that because I'm like, I could forecast how many checks it would take to pay that off, and it wasn't that far in the future. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I could do this. But if it got to like 10 grand in debt, I'm just screwed.
Well, that's the crazy thing. I know. That's like, woo. And like, I think that's, once you get to the point where you can like actually make an insane purchase in one go with it, or like do a bunch of crazy and then have to like in debt yourself, that's when it's dangerous. Like,
yes, don't ever do that.
No.
Or if you lose your job or some shit, it's really easy to like just fall into that and then get stuck in a cycle.
Well, Tina's, I mean, she my partner is she thought it was crazy because in Europe, credit is like bad. They almost got it smarter. She's like, she grew up in Switzerland, which is like the most bank capital. And they're like, no credit. Like credit's not good because if you can't afford to pay it, why do that? Right.
Exactly.
So but like we come from the credit culture, right?
They want you to have deep credit so they could just keep sucking money out of you, like interest rates and stuff.
Yeah, I know so many guys, not so many. I know a bunch of dudes our age who like have just literally pushed above their means because we're also taught that. And that, you know, sure, innovation, you know, you get better if you take risks, but like with money, like that's for working out, dude. You know what I mean? You push yourself to work out so you'll be physically stronger, or like you push yourself to do a task. But like for money, you're not necessarily. It's almost like that trap, right? Where you're like, oh, I could, you know, I'll push myself and I'll take a risk and get like a $900,000 condo or, you know, or something.
Yeah,
I could actually only afford a $500,000 condo. Like that's a, you know, and it's just like
I don't get that mentality because then you're like stretching yourself way too thin, and then you're living paycheck to paycheck, and that actually causes so much stress. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing. You have
it's not worth living beyond your means. You have to live within your means comfortably. That's like
dude,
where you'll be at peace.
Exactly. Like both of us, we could be both ripping around fucking
like a new leased whips. Car. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, then have like fucking your fucking mortgage and shit. But then it's like, but then you're just you're forcing yourself to use your labor. Like the whole thing is playing the system where you don't you have, you know, like you have things that you're good, but you're not fucking chained to your fucking car or your house,
especially when they're long-term things like leases or mortgages, because it's like that is like a long-term investment over time, at least like probably 5 years or more, like with house more obviously. Yeah. But like, do you want to be indebted like that for that long? I don't know. Like in the moment you could afford that, but what if your life completely changes? What if like COVID happens, you lose your job all of a sudden?
Exactly.
It's like then you're like so screwed. Like I've been doing my best in this last few years to like whittle down all those things to like nothing, like no responsibility on that tip. It's
which is a crazy one, right? Because most people just we're
they go
taught,
the
we're
opposite.
pushed. Yeah, we're pushed to get more.
Yeah, but then it just doesn't it just cause more stress and chaining you down?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it seems
It does.
weird.
It does.
Like,
It
you feel less free.
stress. Yeah.
Yo,
exactly.
Kanye West just fucking got rid of his house, then talked about it, and then he just bought a house.
Dude, Kanye West is so up and down. Dude, like Kanye West, like it's so funny when he just says stuff.
Are you
it's like a profound way?
Are you jiggling?
Can you hear me? I am jiggling. Sorry, dude.
Because like
It's
in the
ADD.
video, if anyone watches the video, you're gonna
It's
see
an
his
earthquake.
camera, like yeah,
It's a new West earthquake. Oh shit! I'm falling off the bridge. I don't know, man. I know Kanye West just needs to fucking hang out with his white chick with big ass and like just distract himself with that big white dumper.
Sure. Yeah.
Because like
I love that whole thing,
weird.
to be honest.
Dude,
I love
Julia
all
Fox.
for show. It's just all for show.
And she's fine. She's like, I've dated billionaires. She's like, I know what this is.
She knows it too. Everyone knows what's
knows
going on there. It's like awesome. I don't know. Like,
she's
why
great
not?
in
Why
Uncut
the
Gems.
hell not? Uncut
I
Gems
really
is great.
I really liked her in Uncut Gems. It's just that weird. It's that weird video a couple months ago that they posted where it was like a basement or some fucking shitty room, and it was like Madonna, who has a fucking new dumper, her BBL dumper, or fucking Brazil. I don't even want to get. That's all. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, pause that. So it was like Madonna. It was. I think it was like Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I saw those.
It was
photos.
like grinding his teeth on like. Did he do like E or
Coke
something?
or some shit? Who knows?
Or
We're all
Coke,
probably
and
messed
then
up.
Kanye and like Julia Fox, and I'm like these are like, you know, some of the most famous and talented artists and athletes, and they're not safe from just hanging out in a sus situation like that you shouldn't be in. You know what I mean? You're like, ew. You're like, that's what they're doing. It kind of made me feel better about myself. I'm like, because I've been in parties where I'm like, you know, you go to a party and everybody's like high on coke, and it's actually not that fun, and they're just kind of sitting there and they're like, right.
And
you're like,
but then you see the
guys are doing
pictures
same
later.
thing.
You see the pictures later, and it's like, wow, that looks like so cool. Everyone's having fun. But
dude,
if you're actually there, it like actually wasn't fun at all.
If I had that much money, man, I would be literally riding a chariot in like Italy, in like a fucking beautiful villa. You know what I mean? Or like on a boat somewhere, or like in a castle.
Bare chested.
Yeah, bare chested, covered
with
in olive
cheese
oil.
platter right beside you.
Yeah, exactly. With the world's greatest, like what, like, you know, or like like why would you be having a party like that's just so kind of sad? And you're like, and you're still doing regular people shit.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I mean,
hanging out when you should be at home, or you should be asleep. You're high on coke, and you know you shouldn't be in that room hanging out, but you are.
Yeah. It's funny, the reason Kanye took that picture or got them to take it is because he was like, look at all this iconic people all together right now. It's like, we got to document this. And then they just went into a back room and got the photographer to do that.
Ugh, gross.
And that's the picture. Hey, we're talking about it, so it did the job.
That's true.
There's that ancient picture of Michael Jackson, Magic Johnson, and like someone else. It was basically like a bunch of weird, also Michael Jordan. Maybe
but that's an iconic one. The Magic Johnson retinue, when like Magic Johnson's walking.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Madonna was
like,
in that actually.
Yeah, Madonna.
Yo, she's a real one. I gotta say. Don't want to hate on her too hard because she's been around. She's been doing it.
But my question to Madonna is that like, you know, she can do whatever she wants, but like, you're 65 and you got a fucking BBL, like you just got fucking
and the duck lips probably. I'm guessing
water injected in your butt. Like,
hey, remember we're pro that on this podcast. Remember that
I am pro
for everybody,
dude. 3 titties for. You know what? That's true. But Madonna, she's just been trifling for so long. You know.
Yeah.
She's been.
No, but I feel the opposite almost. I feel like she's been relevant for so long that it's like I gotta give her props just for that. I know that it's kind of like you're trying to be an old woman being young still, like an actual 20-year-old kind of young, not just like in your heart young. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. She's been around and she's like always been around cool people. It seems like just I don't know.
That's true. Except for Sean Penn. Fuck Sean Penn.
I'm a Madonna apologist. Yeah,
that's true. I'm Team Madonna over Sean Penn. Here's a controversial take.
What?
If Betty White got a BBL, she'd still be alive.
Facts. If
Betty White got a BBL, she'd live to 100.
She'd be alive to this day.
Yeah. Dude, that Betty White BBL, man. Maybe she did secretly have a Maybe Betty White did have a BBL, and that's why it kept her alive.
Complications. Oh, I was gonna say.
The complications. Yeah,
she was trying to get it, and then she got complications.
She went to some back alley in Bogota, Colombia, and got fucking poked by somebody for cheap on the cheap.
Donda style. Yeah. R.I.P. R.I.P.
Is that how Donda died? Is that how Kanye's mother died? She got a fucking Bogota BBL.
I think she got some kind of like liposuction or some kind of weird like body mod, and then like there's complications after that. Isn't that trippy that that's how his mother died? Because like his wife, he was like basically a full-on robot, like different weird body mod parts.
Dude, yeah, the Kardashians just sculpting their physicality. That's wild, man.
I almost feel like the Kardashians have like a closet full of different sized booties and boobs and stuff, and they just like put them on in the morning, you know? Yeah, it's like Mr. Potato Head shit, you know, like or their lips and different and their nose and shit, you know?
Dude.
It's like,
yeah,
the Kardashians are the Mr. Potato Head of Hollywood.
Yeah, or the person potato head, the gender neutral. They're just the potato heads.
Oh yeah, that's what they should be called. It should be the potato heads, not the
potato
Kardashians.
Heads.
Fuck.
The BBL heads. Yeah, the Betty White BBL, bro.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I'm getting that tattooed
That's what
on my
big
face.
Media, Betty White BBL. Yeah.
No, just Betty White with a BBL, looking back. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna get that on my upper bicep as a fucking like a traditional portrait.
Yeah, word up, like very detailed.
Yeah, that's the word.
R.I.P. BB. Betty White.
R.I.P. BBL. We're doing titties now. Asses are done. It's about 3 titties. The 3 titty committee.
Yo, you know,
22.
okay, one of my favorite, just to objectify and parcel out parts of women's bodies, my favorite part of a woman's body is like the little stomach bit, that little like bit of fat there. Like just right there, you know, like it's like one of my faves. They should start doing that. People should be getting those implants.
Little tummy implants, yeah.
Just shoot a little fat in there.
You know what my favorite part of a woman's body is, Chris?
What's that?
Her brain, man, because I'm an ally, dude.
Women have brains?
I don't even look at a woman's body, dude. I gaze into their soul.
Word them up. Yeah, they're friends first.
Dude, I'm an ally.
You're a better man than me, you know? I'm still succumbing to the white supremacist, patriarchal,
the cishet normative male gaze.
I'm firmly entrenched.
I want to know what the male gaze is for male gaze.
Hey, shit. Damn, you're blowing my mind with that. That's like the Russian egg dolls or whatever they're called. What are those things called? The nesting dolls.
I want to say perestroika, but it's not perestroika. Perestroika is actually like a military thing, I think.
What's there's the male gaze in like cinema. Is there a female gaze? And then if so, what is that?
Dude, looking at all this man meat, that's what the female gaze is.
You're fucking
the gray
sweatpants on your head.
Yeah. The gray sweatpants. That's a meme, right? Women like gray sweatpants because they can see our dick imprints.
What the hell are you talking about? I never heard that.
You don't know what they do?
No,
You're off on the gray sweatpants thing?
I'm wearing them right now, but
yeah, I don't know, man. Apparently it's a thing.
Okay.
I've been remarked on my
imprint
package. I've been objectified before for my little moose knuckle.
Are you ever like, hey, my face is up here?
My face is up here. Look at me in the eyes. Don't objectify me.
Don't just talk to me at my dick.
Yeah. Don't just stare at my package. My little moose caboose.
Moose knuck.
That's a weird one. It's a moose knuckle. Little deer hoof. Little deer hoof.
Yeah. That's why. Do you ever find it's like hard to wear tight pants?
No, I wear tight
raging dong.
No, I just go for it. I'm just always hard. First off, I'm always hard.
Do you tuck back?
I rail Allegra. No.
Oh, okay.
I make a cocktail of male boner pills. Yeah. And I'm always hard because I'm basically the male version. Exactly. I'm the male version of, you know how women always wear makeup, like they'll wake up before their husbands and then put makeup on and go back to bed because for some reason they can't. That's like me with my dick. I'm just always erect. So
you're always ready.
So you guys know. Yeah. You guys know, every time you guys have ever seen me, or anybody listening, if you've ever had any interactions with me in person, just know that I've been rock hard.
Yeah. And for those that don't want to imagine it, now you have to.
Now you have to.
So
No,
yeah.
no fault is.
Yeah.
This is the episode where we lose all our followers. Come to Tasmania. Why did that song just come in my head? Remember that?
I don't even know. No, what is that? Animaniacs?
Come to Tasmania. Come to Tasmania. It was the Tasmanian Devil offshoot where he had like 20 kids. He was just fucking.
Oh, right.
I thought they were extinct, and he has like are all his children from? Where are they from? One litter? I don't understand.
Probably. Oh, no, he's probably like dishing it out.
Dishing it out to different baby mamas in Tasmania.
No, what I always thought was weird. Probably that. Yeah, it's like when hip hoppers wore those like Looney Tunes baseball shirts. Like
dude, those
where
are
they're
fire,
dressed
bro.
up in like different kind of like sports outfits.
Those were fire, dude. I remember, dude. Those were hot fire. I would literally murder somebody else for one of those.
That was popular.
I have a distinct memory in like grade 2 or 3 seeing somebody with like the cool Looney Tunes shirt and being like, oh man, this is the peak of Western civilization.
Definitely. When I lived in Campbell River, I went to like to New York to visit my uncle and his family, and then I went to a shop that had that shit, and I'm like, everyone in New York was wearing that too on the streets, and I'm like, I guess I gotta get one of these because like it's cool here in New York. It's gonna be cool in Campbell River, but it wasn't.
No,
people didn't understand, man.
You were ahead of your time, dude. You're a savant.
I was trying. It was weird going to New York and then going back to Campbell River because I'm like, everyone knows where New York is, but no one in New York knows where Campbell River is. It was like I felt very insignificant, like a speck, you know.
But it's actually kind of cool in a way because you're like, I'm from this little crazy place that you've never heard of.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm in this crazy metropolis that the world has heard of.
Exactly. Yeah. Small towns, man. I don't remember trying to impress people in small towns or thinking that people in small towns' opinions on anything was relevant.
Dude, yeah. I remember one time I went to Courtney actually, and I went to like a shoe store, and they had shell toe Adidas, which they didn't have in Campbell River. And I was like, I need these, and they had like the highest size was one size below mine, and I still bought them. Just so I could have them, and then they just hurt to wear. And I was like, "This is the life of a small town guy." Yeah. Like, just to flex on these people in this shit town, I had to like buy a size smaller, and like be in pain all the time. It sucked.
Yeah.
Fashion, comfort over fashion. Let me just say that was not worth it.
Well, that you got to find the beautiful Venn diagram of comfortable fashion.
That's true. Fucking gray sweatpants.
Dude, I just saw a video of fucking Dwayne Wade in like shants, like capris, and like these giant boxy shoes that everybody's wearing now. These like the celebrities are wearing, and that shit's fucking ugly as fuck, man. I don't understand.
Right now it is. Just give it a few months,
and everybody's gonna be into it.
I'll like come over to Vancouver and you'll be wearing it.
Yeah, I'll be wearing fucking knockoff Balenciaga fucking rubber boots like Kanye.
Yeah, you're like, I never said that. It's like literally recorded.
Yeah, I just gaslight you. What are you talking about? I love capris, Chris.
I love Kanye's boots that he's rocking now. They're so cumbersome and ugly looking, but I'm like, I just love how
funny, but it's
committed
it's sad,
he is.
Man. It's fucking sad.
He's kind of like a cartoon character right now.
Yeah,
like he's like got his look, and he just rocks that every single day.
Dude, the Kanye Canadian tuxedo where he just wears like a giant fucking
denim jacket. Yeah. Oh, it's good. It's like he just did an interview. It's amazing. He's wearing that outfit.
That's wild. You just look like a farmer, dude. You look like a weird abstract farmer.
Shout out. He looks at the front.
Like what? Yeah, he looks like a farmer where if you dropped acid and then literally just went for a walk and then near a farm and then saw a farmer walk out of his barn, but you were so fucking high that everything was like fractaled and like,
yeah, you're like, is that
like polygon? Yeah, exactly. You're like, what? And the shoes are all weird and like
that is literally what probably happened to somebody because he lives in like Wisconsin or whatever. Where is he again?
Wyoming.
Like he's probably walking around on his farm and someone walked up and was like, what the hell? It's like a mirage.
It's a mirage.
Life is a mirage.
Dude, life's I don't know.
Mirage. That's what I said.
Yeah. I have nothing to add.
I already
to that
said it. Yeah.
You said all there could be said on life.
All right. Well, let's go live life then.
Let's go fucking live life, dude. Live life, love. So what did we learn today, Chris? BBLs save
BBLs
lives.
for life. That's right.
BBL save lives, man.
That's it. And
That's it.
I
So
think
that's
that's it.
what people could take away. Yeah.
all right. Well, enjoy that.
Also, I'm an ally and you're not.
Oh, yeah, that's very true. Yeah. For the record.
For the record,
Yeah.
Mark's an ally. Chris is not. He's a bad feminist.
The worst.
I like pointing down now, looking at the Zoom. This guy's a bad feminist.
Yeah.
But does it look like I'm pointing down at nothing to you?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Nothing.
This guy's a bad feminist.
I'm just some guy trying in this crazy
I'm
world.
just a man. Just a man.
Some man trying to maintain my masculinity.
Yeah.
Men are becoming too feminine.
We're becoming too effeminate, dude. Sean Penn said it. We're wearing skirts.
That's it. He was right. All right. That's what we're going to leave you on.
All right.
All right. Peace. Also, I don't believe that. Bye.